Okay, here we go. What is up, Patreon crew? Welcome to the post show with Casey Lichtai. I am going to make sure that the video and audio work because I'm realizing every once in a while the video and audio will go out of sync. That's been typical with this new system for some reason. But as long as you can still hear us, that's all that needs to happen. So we'll just get into this once we kind of get some confirmations that everything is looking and sounding okay. And our dog is snoring. You will probably hear Gus's snoring during the
so loud.
show. It is so loud. And Casey, also a dog owner, her dog Mia made an appearance during the live show. You could see the tail wagging in the background.
Tail just
so cute, so cute. She is there, but she is also sleeping. Correct?
Yes. For now.
Okay, so cool. Yeah, Brian says can hear just fine. Everything should be fine as long as audio is good. We're good.
Great. So just a reminder, you guys, if you have any questions for Casey, please pop them into the new chat room here, and we'll try and get as many answered as we can. Shall we?
Yep, go for it.
Ian asked, Casey, besides going to the Western States training camp, how will you prepare? Anything special?
I will have kind of basically three weeks of solid runs. So I'm going to go to the Silver State 50-mile race. The following weekend will be the Memorial Weekend training runs.
Mm-hmm.
Following weekend, I will be pacing my mom 38 miles of her first 100-mile race at Kettle Moraine.
That's
awesome.
Nice.
Those three are going to be like the meat and potatoes of my training, and then hopefully taper into Western.
That seems like a pretty good training block, actually. Congrats to your mom for running her very first 100. That's pretty sweet.
That's awesome.
So exciting.
Your mom's a badass. We got to have your mom on the show.
She'd be so nervous.
It'll be like a Lichtai family ultra running talk. That's pretty cool. Go ahead.
Question from Tarumi in the chat room. Casey, do you think where'd it go here? Sorry. Do you think you have gained some additional injury awareness regarding the fracture?
Probably yes, because to me it was so hard to distinguish what that fracture was, and I literally felt like it was a muscle, and it had such a weird referred pain that I never would have guessed that was a full-on fracture. So I do, but I don't. So it's kind of like I'm going to be more cautious for like the injuries and being more aware of, what is more like something that's trainable and something that I need to just take some time off with. And if I don't know, I am going to go ask for help. I'm going to see a physical therapist, talk to an orthopedic doctor. I'm not going to try to just muddle through on my own.
Pop for a leave and go for it?
Yeah. I'm not going to happen ever again.
No more of that, yeah.
No.
Theodore K2 asked, Casey, was it an avoidable mistake or injury, or was it just overuse? Could you have strengthened or stretched your way out of this?
I believe it was an overuse injury and just myself being too stubborn to admit it at the time that I needed to recover, that I'm not mortal. I break, my body breaks too. It's not a machine. So I believe that if I would have just been diligent with recovery after UTMB, I wouldn't be in that predicament, but I always push the limits. And so now looking back, I will be more, be more cautious because I never want something like this to happen again.
Yeah, I can imagine. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh. Kim Wrinkle in the chat room asked, question for Casey. What steps did you take to treat the anemia? Was it iron, B12, or a combo?
I literally just started taking an iron pill of 324 milligrams 3 times a day. So I would take it right away in the morning before my lunch, like an hour before lunch, and then I would take one in the evening. And I did that. I'm still doing that. That's been almost a month now. And my hemoglobin, I checked it last week, was finally at 11. So it's slowly going back up, and it takes about 30-day cycle for your red blood vessels to cycle out. And so it's about that time where it should still continuing to increase. So I am eating red meat. That's another thing. I have incorporated that at least once or twice in the week, and then cooking with a cast iron skillet.
Right.
Um, I will do that for my meals now, and then just fortified cereals like the cream of wheat has like 45%, even though it's not like a the heme type of iron. It's still very nutritious, and you still are getting iron out of it. So I'm looking at all the factors of what I can do to increase my iron in dietary and then with the supplement.
That's interesting. Yeah, I'm curious with the blood work side of things. If you, I mean, I know that you regularly get your blood work, I imagine, both as a physical therapist and an elite athlete. Did you notice any signs or anything before the injury of lack of iron or anything that were like red flags?
So I had my iron tested actually with the blood like in the end of January. So I was at 14. My hemoglobin was 14, which is completely normal. That's healthy.
Right.
Literally within a week, after 2 weeks of running, it went from 14 to 8.2. And that drop, my body did not adjust at all, because I've been anemic before, but it's been like chronic. So it had been slowly building up. This was like so sudden that it like hit me like a ton of bricks. And I just had no energy. I had to start taking naps. Like I would go home from work, and that's not me. I would be like, I'm so exhausted. I just need to lay down and for like 30 minutes. And then to try to go out and do a run, like 8 miles was the hardest thing for me to do. I still remember like struggling, and I had a friend, Maureen, she was running with me, and I had to stop like 4 times, and I started crying because I'm like, I don't know what's going on with me. This was before I knew I was completely anemic, but I just struggled so bad because it was so hard for me to run like a 9-minute mile. I couldn't do it. And that to me is like, there's something majorly going wrong. And so, then, finding out the source and getting like the lab work done and really being diligent about, well, you didn't take your supplement also since your injury. You got off the habit of that because you thought, I'm not running, I don't need a supplement too.
Right.
But your body still has to, absorb all that in it. So I have to be smart about, no matter what, you have to be up on your health the whole time. So go in and get your checks, like get your blood work done. It's really important to, check all the little things.
No doubt.
I also had a bone density test because of they were wondering why I had the bone fracture. And so there's 3 tests. They do one in your wrist, in your spine, and then in your hip. And so my hip and my wrist were basically normal. My spine is osteoporosis.
Okay.
That's not good. And that's because of, the non-weight bearing for a while, obviously, but then also I was negligent about, you need enough calories, otherwise your body's going to steal it from something else. And so my body was stealing it from my bones. So make sure that you're still, no matter, your weight still may be normal, but if you're not getting that full caloric expenditure ratio built back up, you're going to, cause a risk for that too. So check all these little things that can add up and then cause problems further down the road.
Wow. Yeah, lots of levels to this. It's something that I take for granted too. I'm like, I haven't gotten my blood checked in quite a while, but I know that there are so many indicators and important pieces of information that can be pulled from just a good lab test that'll give you all the red flags, or just give you signs of things that you're recovering from or going towards. It's super important. It's so easy to forget too. You're like, oh well, I don't need to get needles in me right now, but I'm not an elite athlete. Why do I need that? But I think it's important just across the board.
Yeah, you just go in, get your blood drawn, and then they'll give you the results later on. I mean, it's so fast. It's okay. And if you're scared of needles, don't be. It's more important that you do that than get an injury.
Agreed.
Yeah. I'm like, it's been a while.
Yeah, it has been a while. We'll do it tomorrow. A couple more questions here.
Yeah, Marie in the chat room says a question for Casey. Do you think you enjoy or appreciate running more now that you have been forced away for a while?
Absolutely. The gratitude that I have every day going out, I used to, like I said, I was forcing myself out the door. Like I didn't want to run. I was like, oh, I don't want to go for this run today. Now it's like, I can't wait. I'm busting to get out the door. I'm like, can't wait to put my shoes on, get out that door and like enjoy that motion again, because that feeling of the wind blowing in your face, the birds, hearing them and the pounding of your feet on the concrete or the trail. It's just like, that is what I missed. And I definitely have more gratitude for it now and will not take it for granted.
It's got to be a bit of a reward in and of itself. I mean, obviously our life of running is years and years and years. I mean, it can be our entire life we can run. And the 6 months of downtime may have not teach you a lesson, but giving you that insight of like how much more appreciation you'll be able to have for the sport for the rest of your life. Like there's a blessing, there's a blessing there, as much as it was awful during it. 6 years from now, you'll probably look back and go, I am so thankful. I'm so thankful that I had those 6 months, because now I appreciate every step, like you just said, the sound, the feel of the air, all that sort of thing. Let's get to one more question.
Crispin asked, Casey, how have your sponsors been with the injury? Have you found some abandoning you, or have they all been supportive through the recovery process?
Every sponsor has been extremely supportive. I like Ultra. They actually picked me up when I was completely injured. Like they came to me and they said, "We don't care that you're injured. We want you to be on our team. You're more than just a runner. You're really important in the community, and we see that." And that to me spoke tremendously to my heart. And it's like, yeah, that's the reasons I run, and, like squirrel's nut butter, and then, honey stinger, and, Carmichael training system with Coop. They all are just, very supportive. Drymax came in and picked me up, like, you may not be running yet, but we would still love you to have our socks and wear them. And I'm like, this is tremendous. The support, like, it's just huge. That's what our community is built on, and that's what attracts me to it, is that we support each other through thick and thin, no matter what. That's why I love ultra running, because there's not a single person that can't ultra run, like you said. Like, Brian's showing us that, and all these others that are showing us that it's just, get out there and do it. If it's in your heart, do it. And first from last, everybody is a winner, and that's important. Our community is amazing.
Couldn't agree more. And it's one thing that's continued to draw us to this sport. The element of community, the element of friendship is so different and so far beyond any other sport that I've participated in my entire life. I mean, even just, I'm not saying anything bad about road running. We all tend to get our start at road runs, 5Ks, 10Ks, marathons, whatever. But there's something about trail running and ultra running that puts everyone from the front to the back on that same pedestal. It is the coolest thing when we all get to celebrate each other's accomplishments, because it is about the accomplishment, not necessarily the result. And I don't know. I think it's a fantastic thing. It's what's continued to draw me to the sport, and to interview people like you, Casey, who do inspire countless numbers of people to get out there. I don't know. I totally am with you. I think it's an incredible thing, and your testament to patience and just positive thinking, positive energy, and spreading the love. It's pretty cool. Thank you, Casey.
Well, thank you guys for being so supportive for me too.
It's fun for us because we get to see the journey, from the outside, and it's been awesome to see this comeback. Like again, I'm really excited for Western States. Do you feel? Go ahead, Casey.
Oh, I was gonna say I'm just excited to see more like smiling Casey pictures on the trail, because your photos after your race were just like, I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah, like even Casey, this is a testament to your positivity. But even during your lowest moments, Western States last year, you had that low and you had to get pulled out of a chair and that sort of thing. But every photo is still you beaming, and it's testament to your love of the sport and the people. Don't ever stop. Don't ever stop smiling, Casey. I don't think that'll happen, but It really is a testament. So I could gush about Casey. Kim and I are just huge Casey fans.
We are big Casey fans in this house.
You guys are mutual, seriously.
Well, we can't wait to see you in person again, Casey, and give you a big hug.
Yeah.
To congratulate you on your comeback, and we'll hopefully see you at States.
Oh, I hope are you guys gonna be there?
We're gonna win. I don't know if you did you not get the memo? Yeah, we're winning. I would never win Western States. It's like
Never
even just
say
saying. I think I can say never here. But yeah, we plan on getting back. Before we wrap up the post show, I saw her name in the chat room here during the post show, and I think she was in the main show. But Stephanie Heck is joining us tonight, which it's blowing my mind. Stephanie, I hope you are well. I think she's coming to us from the hospital. I don't know
That's
if
what
Stephanie
it sounds like. Yeah.
If her fiance is with her or her family is with her, but Casey Stephanie has been a member of the Patreon community and the Ginger Runner Live community for a long time, and she's been battling cancer on and off her entire life, and has gone through some pretty serious medical things in the last couple of weeks. And we didn't know if we were going to see her in the chat room ever again, and she is here tonight, and this is blowing my mind. So Stephanie, thank you for joining us from the hospital, and you have no idea how many members of this community are thinking about you and supporting you, running miles for you, and we hope that that was the hurdle, and it's all healing from here. So thank you, Stephanie, for joining us tonight. She's saying making slow progress, still on a ventilator, but progress is progress. And as we talked to Casey tonight, like even though you hit rock bottom at some point, you can always get yourself back out. So Stephanie, thank you. Yeah, same here, Stephanie, and the community will join us and send you all the positive energy, all the thoughts, all the prayers, everything. You're in all of our thoughts, Stephanie. So thank you so much for taking the time to even join us tonight.
Yes.
I think that's it for our post show. Thank you, Casey, for taking the time out tonight. We love you so much, and we'll see you hopefully very, very soon. And sending you and the doggies and the kitty cat lots of love.
Thank you so much for everything.
You got it.
Thanks for taking the time, Casey.
And everyone, Patreon crew, thank you guys for continuing to support the channel week in, week out, month after month. You guys are fantastic, and the reason that we're able to do this whole thing. Again, keep your eyes on the Patreon page. Chris Thornley is giving us a sweet discount for Squirrel's Nut Butter specifically for Patreon crew, because he is also a member of the Patreon crew, which is pretty awesome. Chris believes in everything that we're doing here. And he's like, would you be cool if we did a coupon for Patreon? I was like, yeah, bring it. So that goes global, too. So anyone international can order it. I'll be posting that this week. That'll be really exciting. And I'm trying to think of anything else.
The contest as well.
I'll be posting that next week. So we'll do the Quicksilver contest this week. And then the Patreon-only contest for the other race will be next week. So there's things to look forward to. That's it, everyone. Thank you so much. And thank you, Casey.
Thank you, Casey.
That's it.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.